The first time I wanted to learn how to draw backgrounds, I was really overwhelmed. I used to think that I had to learn how all things worked and make them perfect to make it look good. But I was overthinking too much. I just needed to make them believable for the story. And here's the stuff that I learned so far that made my work easier. First thing I had to fix was my thinking of I need to show the volume of everything, even for the tiniest thing. I needed to realize that it's not about perfection of the things, it's about telling the story and believability. If you can understand most of the things or the important things in the scene, that's enough. Show the volume for the biggest form, but for the details, don't overthink it too much. I used to have this problem of my backgrounds being too clean sometimes. They didn't feel natural. The lines were too perfect when in real life things aren't. That's when I started adding double lines to corners to make them look more natural. Something that simple helped me to add more volume to the details. When in doubt, double the line. If you're drawing digitally, you can try also changing the randomized setting of your favorite brush to make the lines less perfect and more sketchy.
And there's darkness before light. Find somebody and get together. Make love that lasts forever, every day and every night.
For this demonstration, I'm going to start by blocking the general forms first, so I can check if the scales and proportions are correct. As you can see, I tried to avoid as much as possible any kind of unnecessary details at the beginning, since I don't want to be erasing them later if the scales of the things are not correct.
When you're gonna turn, when the whole damn world is beating you down. What about when you get burned from the tricks you never learned? And now you're dead on the ground. The story's sad, but it's true. And it can get the best of anyone.
I used to have this problem, and I still sometimes, of wanting to show the volume of absolutely everything to be understandable. But then I realized that by doing that, I was messing by a lot my perspective. When adding any kind of stuff in backgrounds, it is not always necessary to be recognizable. The farther it is, the less recognizable it will be. So don't worry too much if the reader doesn't understand absolutely everything on the background. For this case, just throw lines to suggest there is stuff around, and if it's necessary to show more things in specific, draw them on the next panel. Not everything needs to be shown in one panel. As you can see with the books, I'm mostly just throwing lines to suggest there are books and stuff on the shelves. I'm not doing every single thing perfectly, just enough so it is understandable. It's good to be as clean as possible in real life, to be more organized. I'm probably not the perfect sample, but you know what I mean. In case of telling stories, it's better to add as much as possible and as much as it is allowed to tell more about the place or the characters, without overthinking too much on the inner details of the things. Just drawing the general forms of the tiny things around is enough to show what's there. Here I felt the ceiling was a bit empty, so I added some extra lines and details to make it just a bit more interesting.
Are you ready to run? I am under the stairs. Just remember your clothes and the light in your head. I'll be over the hills in a minute or so. If you need me, just blink and I will let you know. The location is close but a safer place. And tomorrow the rest will be set in place.
Right at the end of having the entire background, I will start adding some hatching sometimes to add more texture to the scene. But I do this mostly when I'm doing my work only on black and white. But if I will add colors later, I prefer to add the textures on the coloring stage.
Come and lift me up. Come and lift me
Now for finishing this example, I'm going to add some shadows with a multiply layer.
still here. On the road to a place where there's nothing to fear. Do you feel in your heart that I am your man? Do you feel in your heart that I do understand? Come and lift me up. 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 Make a move with a twist to the rendezvous. There is nothing to fear, nothing here will do. Am I over the top? Am I crying?
I believe the biggest problem that most of us have when drawing backgrounds is actually overthinking to make everything perfect. It stopped me from actually drawing more on the scene instead of helping me to add more to the story. So, if you're having trouble with drawing backgrounds, maybe this way of thinking can help you out to improve a bit more and get unstuck in knowing what to add in your backgrounds. I hope this video was helpful for you, so you can get to improve even more your backgrounds. If you liked the video and you would like more content like this, please consider subscribing and let me know in the comments too. It would make me really happy to know that this is helping people who's trying to learn more. I'm not perfect, but if I can share some knowledge, I will do it. That being said, I wish you the best and see you on my next video. Bye.